All right, audio's working.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is my
Awesome.
audio good?
Yeah, your audio's great. So, yeah, I just got home from work, so we're gonna dive right into it.
Hmm.
I also want to. I don't know if you heard the news too, but I thought we would also talk a little bit about because it's been making headlines. The Jane's Addiction controversy. I don't know if you've heard of that band.
The isn't that the one that was just like had a fight on stage or something?
Yeah, like basically, I was looking at I was looking more into it, and there was like a loud noise coming from Dave's guitar, and basically the lead singer wasn't able to hear himself, and so he kept like shouting kind of like at the audience. I felt like it was kind of like a signal like, "Hey, can you guys hear me?" And then he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even like hear himself, so then he like in like the most unprofessional way, he just went ahead and just like pushed his bandmate and was just yelling "fuck you," and it's just like I felt like he just kind of just got like, I don't know, maybe something else was going on, and then his bassist like pulled him back and then like punched him in the stomach 3 times, and he had to
Oh
get
damn.
removed from the stage, and then they had to cancel the rest of the tour. But yeah, that just popped up recently. I saw a picture of Dave Navarro since then. He seems to be okay. I mean, he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
seem to be bringing it up or anything. I think they just need a break. They just need a break from each other. Let me see here. In review in Tampa, and this is on Creative Loafing. They said that drugs play a part. If you're still struggling with drugs at age 65, because this guy, the front man's 65 years old. Like if you're struggling with drugs still, you're not gonna have much longer to live. I'm just gonna say right now. Like if you're still doing like cocaine and like meth and like heroin, like dude, I'm glad you even made. I mean, I'm like you're. It's impressive you still made it this far. You know,
Right.
like a lot of people that age like quit drugs. Like I think even Keith Richards when he was 65 quit drugs. You know, he abused his body to hell and back, but I don't think like I don't think any of the Rolling Stones do drugs anymore. I don't even know if they even drink. But anyway,
Man, probably not. They're like they're getting up there in years.
for sure.
I will say my knowledge on what's it called? Actual live bands is pretty limited. I don't really keep up with too many. I heard about the what's it called? The new lead singer for Linkin Park.
Yup. Yeah, Emily Armstrong. And a little bit about Linkin Park too. They weren't Linkin Park starting out. They had an entirely different singer, and they started off as this band called Zero. And I think the lead singer was named like Mike or Mark. Um,
That's so like
yeah, but this was like before.
early
It was
early
like
2000s feel.
yeah, it was like in the '90s, and then this was like Chester Bennington was in another band at the time, and then they got together, and then they named themselves Hybrid Theory, and then they changed their name to Linkin Park. So I mean, they weren't always Linkin Park. Chester Bennington wasn't like the original guy. Like they had an entirely different singer, but just to go off like and just have this new lead singer and then keeping the Linkin Park name is just kind of. I mean, I guess it kind
I
of
feel like
helps.
at
I guess it kind of helps that they didn't go with a complete Chester clone because that would just be, bad taste. That would be kind of just, you know,
yeah,
that would put a bad taste in people's mouths. They try to like get like somebody from like a Linkin Park tribute band to go play with them. A lot of people said that like the Sum 41 frontman Derek Whibley, because he was retiring his band Sum 41, that he was going to be, because he kept teasing people with big news, and everyone's like, oh, he's going to be the new Linkin Park frontman. And he's like, no, I just wrote a new book. Like he's promoting a brand new book, so I don't know if he's like going to be a writer moving forward. I don't know. I don't know what, but yeah, what
Yeah, I mostly just discover like these sorts of things. I'm not too big on looking into celebrity news, drama,
Oh
most
yeah,
of that stuff, just because it's like, who the fuck are you people?
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. As far as
even the
celebrities
most
go,
like mainstream, like relevant slash mainstream ones, I'm like, I don't care.
yeah.
I guess is the best way to put it.
if it's music
Like some stuff
related,
is,
like if it's music related, I'll look into it. But like,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, Snapchat. Oh my God, you fucking go on that Snapchat app. It's all that shit all the time, and it's just, I don't
Oh my
care.
god, I don't.
I don't care about what the Chick-fil-A sauce girl is doing. Okay,
Yeah,
who
it's
gives
just
a
dumb shit
fuck?
for dumb shit's sake.
Yeah,
Uh,
a lot of people
I
call
will
it
say,
mind rot or brain rot or something. Yeah, but anyway, we on to the controversy here. So apparently, this new singer, Emily Armstrong, she's got ties to the Church of Scientology, and she's apparently supporting the convicted rapist Danny Masterson. Who, speaking of celebrity gossip, for those of you who don't know, don't keep up with that stuff. Danny Masterson was basically he had sexual ties, inappropriate ties with three women.
damn.
Basically, she it later issued a statement distancing herself from Masterson because she was going to be like her supporting. She was like looking at this as a friend, but after learning it, what like with what he did and everything, she said she does not condone any abuse or violence against women. And by the way, just a little fun fact: she has her own band. It's called Dead Sarah, I think. That's what she was a frontman of before going on Linkin Park.
Hmm.
But it's just she wanted to be supportive, but she found out. I mean, at least she had a good conscience, and she decided not to be supportive. She decided to back out because she doesn't condone the abuse against women. But I mean, I don't. Scientology, the whole Scientologist church, it's a weird cult. Like it's had nothing but like a lot of negative publicity. Like especially recently, everybody that's been involved. Like I don't know.
The last time I heard anything about Scientology, I think it was like the South Park episode
The Tom
where everyone was
Cruise.
getting like called out for Scientology. Every time I've ever heard of
Dad, Tom
the
Cruise won't
Church
come
of
out of the closet.
Scientology, I have never heard anything good. I don't even know what their existence is or what is the point of them.
Yeah,
All I know is no.
yeah. I think Tom Cruise is still involved. John Travolta's still involved. I know Beck's involved. Um, I don't know who else is involved. I know Leah Remini was, but she left. Um, I know there's people that I'm missing. I can't think off the top of my head. Um, but yeah, already their drummer left the band, and then another one of their bandmates like ended up leaving like the tour, so he's just going to be a studio artist now. I'm really bad with the names of Linkin Park. I only know like Chester, Mike, and Johan. I think it was Rob Burden was the one that left, and I
Even the names
think
sound unfamiliar, even though they are a part of the band to me. That's so like how out of the loop I am with this shit.
yeah, no,
But
it's fine. I think Brad
I
was the
kind of,
one that was just going to be in the studio. I don't know.
I kind, I'm wondering like why did they continue? Like why did they replace Chester with uh the lady instead of just I don't know making a new band. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess you could like a good part of it is Linkin Park already has, name recognition or whatever, right? It's already established. You wouldn't have to build it up from the ground. But it's like the main dude, he died.
exactly.
Like just, you know, let it end. Let it have its legacy.
And there are arguments to be made about that, like when AC/DC, when their frontman died in I think it was like 1980, 1979, I think it was like early 1980. Like they replaced him right away with Brian Johnson, but I think they were like close friends even then. Like I think they had like, kind of like they were in a big they were all kind of a collective. Like Brian Johnson was well known with the band. Alice in Chains when Lane died, like it took them a long time before they even got a replacement singer. But I think the length of time, I think it took them like, hold on, I'm trying to think. It was like 2002, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, it's about, oh my god, that's scary. It's about the same length of time between singers, from when Alice in Chains frontman died and when they put out their new album to, man, actually maybe less than that. So I don't know. It's complicated. Like, I mean, the thing is, okay, Chester had his own identity. It's like, they became successful because of Chester's vocals, because of like the whole chemistry of the band, like everyone working together. Hybrid Theory, Meteora, like they had, it had their own, they had their own identity, and to make this new. I have to agree. I think they should change the name just because, like, I mean, it just sounds like a totally different band now. I'm not against them choosing a front woman, and she's fantastic from what I've heard. But I just don't think that they're going to have as much as an impact from what Chester had, when they were with Chester. When they released In the End and and
Yeah. It feels like they're parading, like it feels like they're masquerading as his corpse. Like, yeah, he's here in spirit. Like, no, just put it down. Just come on,
right?
Put it down. Make your own thing. I've only heard a snippet of what the lady's vocals are, and I think it was In the End. And when I heard it, it was a side-by-side comparison between Chester and the lady, and her voice in that moment sounded similar, but it sounded hoarse.
That's the thing. Chester's screams are hard to emulate. Like, she's got some big shoes to fill. Like, and she sounded like, yeah, like, because I watched that, like, concert they had, that live concert that was, like, an hour long or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I listened to some, especially, what was the song that I heard? That Lying From You. When I heard her sing that, like, her voice sounded so hoarse. I'm like, oh my gosh, is she going to be able to do this? Like, I think it's good if they had, like, a few tours every album with their singer rather than just, like, a whole... Oh my god, if they did a world tour, oh my god, that would that would strain. If she was singing like that,
like destroy her vocals. She's probably destroying her vocals, trying to force the
exactly
already. And it's like, again, at that point, it doesn't feel like you are. It doesn't feel like you are being, your own singer. It just feels like you're puppeteering. Emulating what Chester did, and this is why I'm kind of like, why didn't y'all just start a new band? Because if you're only gonna, like, it's I understand paying tribute and respect.
You know what? This is honestly this. Okay, their new album is called From Zero. And their original name was Zero with an X. I think From Zero would have been a good name to use instead of Linkin Park.
Honestly, that does sound kind of nice.
It does. Like,
nice little tribute. Like,
I think
Hey,
that should
here's
have
our
been the band
tribute.
name, not the
We're
album.
doing our own thing.
That could have been like their title, like their self-titled album. It could be From Zero, but their band name's called From Zero. That would, I like that. Honestly, they should have done that. But I mean, it's their career, it's their path. They do what they want. In the end, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Especially at this point,
Yeah,
because they
us
kind of
talking about
chose
it isn't
their.
going to suddenly like change the future. Like having The Rock hand out like, stop. I just think it's, I don't know. I just think it's actually crazy that they did, in fact, change up the singer. I was convinced that it was just gonna, peacefully pass away. It had its Linkin Park had its run.
Well,
Boom, done.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at the Beastie Boys when MCA passed away, they did the right thing. They didn't try to replace MCA and continue on as the Beastie Boys, and I think that was good. Like, I don't know if you listen to hip hop, but Migos is another one. They decided to break up the group after Takeoff passed. Got shot, sadly.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so now that could change. I don't know, but they made the right move, and I don't know. At the end of the day, I mean, everybody takes a path that I feel it's right. I mean, have you listened to the new song by Linkin Park?
I have not. I can pull it up right now though.
Yeah, listen to that, and they're already making like AI generated Chester vocals for the new song too.
Dude, oh my fucking god. Oh my god. You know what, really? Let me go on a little tangent, will you?
Go ahead.
So, what makes art so good, right? Like, even if you are dog shit at art, what makes art so good is the fact that it's basically the embodiment of the human experience put onto a canvas.
Right.
And the intimate part of it is that it's human. The pain, the suffering, the happiness, the pleasure, everything. It's all human, It's not, you can't fake it. Even the worst art in the world, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there was someone who was actually passionately trying to do something, make something. You can't recreate that with AI, right?
Exactly.
You can make something that's on a quality standpoint better, right? You
Right.
can make something decent, but you will never make something with soul. And that's the important thing about art. It is the human soul captured in a moment. Kind of like how a photograph takes a photo of everything around it in that moment of time. A canvas, a painting, a drawing, or anything is, I guess, the human experience in that moment. And that's why it pisses me off when I see shit like the fucking AI art being used for like likes and begs and shit on Facebook instead of. I have no doubt that AI is useful in certain fields or whatever, but I think when it comes to creativity, AI has no place. Has no place.
Yeah,
I feel like the creative, even the least creative person in the world, has something to offer. As opposed to AI, it's just completely bland. It's completely safe. It is soulless. There is nothing of value to AI. That's why people are so against it, especially artists, bro. You spend your whole life probably honing, perfecting your craft, only for some machine. You give it a little prompt, and it makes something resembling it.
Yeah.
And then you got people calling themselves like what, AI artists, bruh.
I want to stop you there before you go more in depth, because honestly, I think what you said was really powerful, especially what you said about with it's art showing like the pain and the suffering. Honestly, I think looking at the song like the Emptiness Machine video right in front of me, I think it just gave me like a whole new perspective on it. Honestly, I think you should listen to the original song, because I think
Right.
if you hold on to that perspective and then you listen to the song, I think it would make a lot of sense. But I'm divided. I like AI, but I kind of agree with you. I understand where you're going with there. They're pushing AI to get better and better, and that's kind of the scary thing too. I don't want it to like start taking over jobs and anything, because it's like, how are we gonna live? But AI is still like kind of in development. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, as far as like music goes, I can, it's. I think it's good to like kind of play around with it, but just like, yeah, calling yourself like an AI artist, or, getting famous making AI. Like, somebody did like a, oh my god, somebody did like a Drake song off of AI and it charted. Like, I'm not okay with that. Like, don't use AI for, that's a robot. All right, like
Mm-hmm.
the chart, the music charts, the industry. That's all for humans. I mean, that could be a debate to be had, because it's like, okay, well, what about keyboards and stuff? What about using a computer? That's not a real instrument. Okay, but
That's
a human is still using it.
yeah, it's like that's like getting mad at the fucking what's it called? It's like getting mad at the instruments because the human isn't making the noise. Like, no, it's just if you use it as a catalyst to help you make music,
Mm-hmm.
there's no problem with that. Using instruments as instruments is perfectly fine. When you go around puppeteering a dead man's voice for a song, that's not
Yeah, because
that's not an instrument. That's just using the corpse of someone who was once here, the voice of someone who was once here. Like that, I feel like to me that's extremely disrespectful.
yeah,
Because let him rest.
I was
Let
like
him
thinking,
rest.
I was thinking in the back of my mind as you were saying that, like, man, now I feel dirty even listening to that AI cover. Like, god
Which
damn,
song is it? You said the Emptiness Machine?
it's the Emptiness Machine.
Okay, so yeah, because I'm on the Linkin Park YouTube page and they got the Emptiness Machine, Linkin Park, the official video, and then you have like the LPTV from Zero. The making. Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the actual. There's a highlight. I could go there.
There you go.
Oh, it's the female vocalist. Where's the.
Like, when she hits that high note during, like, right in the beginning of the chorus, dude, like, that's what sold that song for me. I was like, wow.
Hmm.
If I heard more of that coming from her, I may actually like the album.
Right. Oh, these effects are trippy. I like it though.
Oh, you're watching the video now?
Yeah, I'm watching. I've just been watching it on very low while talking to you, so I can still hear you.
Gotcha.
But I mean, she has good vocals. I'm not gonna lie, right?
Yeah, she kind of
Like by
reminds,
herself, her vocals are very good.
like,
It's just whenever she tries to like imitate, Chester, it's like you can feel the hoarseness,
yeah, she kind
right?
of reminds me like Taylor Monson meets Lizzie Hale to me. Like, when she sings, like, Pretty Reckless mixed with Hailstorm, like her singing voice.
Right. I need to hear more of her voice because I've only heard the two these two like examples, but yeah, it also seems that a lot of people now. I'm not like the hugest fan. Oh, I see the Emptiness Machine, Chester Bennington AI cover. I see a lot of people are being like, oh, this is, some like sort of new era for Linkin Park. Like, this isn't. A lot of people seem to be like, yeah, she isn't a replacement. This is a start of a new era, and it's Brawl Time. Is that fucking Brawl Stars? I really didn't have much stake in Linkin Park as a whole. I knew of Chester. I liked Chester's voice, but I wasn't like a huge like super fan or anything. I liked the popular songs like Numb, in the what I've done. I like those. I liked his performances.
They're a really underrated track from Linkin Park that I really like is "Don't Stay" off Meteora. That is such a good song. That should have been a goddamn single. Don't stay, forget your memories, forget the possibilities. Man, Meteora was. I feel like Meteora was their greatest album. Like, it was just so many good songs on that, and I think they had a lot of unreleased stuff too. And I think like even their unreleased stuff, Lost was a big hit. I mean, dude, there were so many good songs off that album. Like, I think it's like way more polished than Hybrid Theory. It's got better songwriting, better instrumentation. Like, it was so good. And even Minutes to Midnight, had Given Up, and I had a few good songs. I know it was more instruments, less mic, less DJing. And then you got 1,000 Suns, which I will say 1,000 Suns is a good album to listen to as a whole. If you feel like listening to it as a whole album, but like the songs themselves, I mean, they're not that great, but like if you listen to just the album, it's just like front to back, it's good. And then like everything else after that has been pretty forgettable. I mean, I liked Living Things a little bit, but I got bored of that pretty quickly.
Makes sense. Yeah, the thing with me is a lot of these albums I heard, the main stuff way back when it was super popular, and I never really continued to listen into it because no doubt the guys are talented at what they do and they've lasted this long. It's just that I mean, I was younger. I was like, oh, well, these are the few songs. Well, and I'll just be moving on. Like, same thing happened with Green Day for me. Like, I listened to what was it? American Idiot, and fuck, what was the album? Like, he's holding on to the grenade.
American Idiot.
The shape.
Or was it American Idiot? But there was
American Idiot had the
he was holding on. He had the hand with a hand grenade. But there was another album that released during the pandemic where it had that same one, but it was like it got scribbled on the arm, and then it had like that puking unicorn on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
That album was garbage, but I mean, it's called Father of All. Oh my gosh, you got a chance. If you got 30 minutes to waste and you want to you feel like listening to a terrible Green Day album, go ahead. I mean, it wasn't all bad. I mean, Fire Ready Aim's a good song, but I mean, it was just, I don't know what the hell they were doing. But I want to move on to I want to move on and talk about Green Day a little bit, because I mean, this is one thing. This is why I support AI, and I really like that it's used for people have been using for this. There's a lot of Green Day AI covers, but here's the thing. So what they do, every Green Day album sounds different. So what they do is, like you got people like St. Jimmy's Stuff on YouTube, and then you got Silk Tongs on YouTube. They take different eras from the band, and they take a song, and they say, "What if this song came from this era of the band?" I like that shit.
I think that's
I think
interesting.
that's a good use for AI. I feel like if you take something
when
and
they do, sorry to interrupt. When they do stuff like
you're fine.
AI upscaling or like quality of life, I feel like that's okay. You know, it's just like, hey, we're bringing up the audio quality, we're doing this or that, or stuff like that. Stuff that's, I guess, impossible, I guess you could say. I think it's interesting when they do stuff like that. I still don't think, like, if it becomes, you know, like hyper, like, you know, successful, you should like sell it or anything. I think it should still be like,
Oh yeah, no. It
you
should
know,
be it should be a
just
free
for like just for fun, you know, like what if, like,
it's
this sounds funny.
exactly. It should be for fun, free download. And the thing is they use their own instruments too. They don't necessarily like, only the
Yeah.
vocals are different. Like it's like they take a song from American Idiot and they make it for like Dookie. And I've been finding out that like, cuz I follow these channels like religiously cuz I really
Mhm.
like, what I've been hearing, and the most successful one, every song sounds more successful if it's put in Insomniac. For some reason, like Insomniac is the record you want to like what if this song was on Insomniac and it sounds exactly like the Insomniac song or like it was on that album. So,
There's
cuz some
there's one, I think this is AI,
cuz some
but
songs become too like, they become too glitchy, they don't sound right, the drums are a little too heavy, the guitar doesn't sound right, like it doesn't
mhm.
somehow fit. I mean, sometimes it's not all that dramatic, but um, yeah. I mean, dude, if you have a chance, like, if you're a Green Day fan, I would check out those two channels because, like, they're definitely putting in effort to like really make those albums or really make those songs sound like they could be on those albums like as close as they could possibly make it. So
I'll probably go give it a little look see. I guess to me the big thing is like stuff's got to be transformative, you know, like if it's just a
oh yeah.
copy paste or whatever, or like, you know, not very much has changed, or it just feels like you're trying to cash out on a trend, then I really dislike AI.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing quality of life shit like upscaling, I have no issues. That's just, you know, trying to bring stuff up. We do it normally. Uh, Basically, I don't like when people try to use others, you know, dead or alive AI voice for their own success. I think it's very cringe.
Yeah.
But there's this one AI cover. It's fucking. It was Out of Touch by Hall and Oates,
Oh
but
yeah.
it was sung by the Half-Life 1 scientist. And I listened to it, and I'm gonna be honest, it sounded really good.
Huh.
I think a good part of it just comes down to like it's fucking Hall and Oates, you know, like
All I
it's
know,
hard.
all I know is
Uh,
like the vaporwave mixes of that, because that's a very heavily used like vaporwave track
I
too.
fucking I've been getting so much more into vaporwave lately.
I love it, dude. Like it's just, yeah. Okay, so like at first I wasn't a big fan of it when I checked it out, and then I was like, you know what, just for funsies, I'm gonna make a vaporwave playlist on my phone, and I started listening to it on my car, like while I'm driving, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like a freaking trip. Like just put together a vaporwave playlist and just like use it while you're driving. Like it's like I
I
swear it
have
feels like I'm in a Grand Theft Auto game.
I have one of those like I don't really have a separate playlist on YouTube. I just have like an all in one, you know, kind of like
But don't use
Like
any of
this is
that. Don't use any of that frickin' mall soft crap or anything like that, or the ones where they got all those frickin' like hentai voices and stuff like that, and
yeah,
all
dude,
glitchy. I'm like, I don't know
I don't care
why.
for
I
that.
I don't understand that. Like, I'm like, look, just make it like hazy and super, like just put on a ton of reverb, a ton of choppiness, a ton of like like that's all you need. Like, and Future Funk, man, I'm doing like a Future Funk video. I think it uploaded. I'm not really sure if it did or not. Um,
That's gonna
but
be so much.
I did like a Future Funk party thing, and I'm like, I might make a second one. I'm not really sure, but
I've been getting heavily into Japanese city pop. That shit has just been. I've fallen in love with it.
oh yeah,
I've
me
been
too.
Vaporwave has been, I've been enjoying it.
While you're listening to K-pop, we're listening to Japanese city pop. You listen to what you listen to both and tell me which one's better. Japanese
I
city pop is good driving music too. Oh my god.
I've just been like so enamored by it just because I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like how I felt listening to music growing up, and I don't know. I kind of like that just calm, peaceful feel of the music, and they usually have. God, I really wish I was better when it came to like knowing what instruments were used, and like I just wish I was kind of like better at like music terms
Well, I'll tell you what.
and like
A lot of future
theory.
funk, a lot of future funk loves using. A lot of future funk uses bass lines. Like my
Yeah.
biggest thing is I like bass lines, and a lot of today's music do not have like the bait like that funk bass going on, like the you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, I know like the most recent one I could think of that had it was like "Summer Days" by Martin Garrix, and then "Good as Hell" by Lizzo. Actually, Lizzo actually implemented it in one of her songs too. I was shocked. Um,
Really.
but another this is a lesser known artist. His name is Donny Benet.
Mm-hmm.
He uses a lot of that in his music too. So yeah, if you're a big fan of like the funk slap bass, like give him a listen.
Yeah. The thing. So like I know you've probably heard it a lot where people are like I like listening to all genres whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me, I kind of like fit that same ballpark. I mean, most stuff I will give a listen or try to. Some stuff just isn't my genre, like super heavy metal. That just ain't for me. I tried it. It ain't really my cup of tea. What I
No.
really like though is I guess unconventional like music slash instruments being used to make songs. I
Ev-
really like when
Sorry to interrupt.
artists get creative like that and they just make some absolutely amazing shit. I guess you could say like just deviating from I guess standard music theory, but still making something that's enjoyable listening to and
Yeah.
even like funky fresh as hell.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, like when everybody says like they like every genre. I mean, everybody has a specific. I mean, I like for me like I like songs with more funk slap bass. I
mhm,
like my songs to be like pleasant while I'm driving or just a little bit more chill. I think it just kind of just depends on like how I'm feeling that day. Like if I want to listen to lo-fi throughout the whole day, that's probably what I'm going to be listening to, and then I'm going to probably be spending the day reading or playing video games or whatever. And
right.
if I'm doing a lot of driving, I'm probably going to listen to either vaporwave or maybe rock, hard rock. If I'm at the gym, I'm either
Okay.
going to listen to hard rock or hip hop. I like G funk in hip hop, so I kind of like the old school 90s Dr. Dre type stuff. I like Mos Def, um, Outcast, of course. It's just stuff that kind of just like, it's kind of more like old school, just kind of makes you think a little bit. Another good one's Jurassic 5. They're good. So.
Mhm. I have been getting more into this sort of like electronic. I forgot how it was described.
Another one is techno and trance too. I'm big into that. Like I like the old 2000s like Darude System F. You know,
Mhm.
who else? Oh, Armin van Buuren is another good one. Um, Ferry Costin, I think his name is Ferry Costrin. Above and Beyond. Above and Beyond are really good. Um, but yeah, forgot to mention that. But yeah, so electronic, but
I actually could probably send you one of the songs because I just finished up one of my videos recently, and the character select part of it was basically ripped off from Street Fighter Third Strike, which was very like electronically, it used a lot of electronic sort of sounding music. I forgot the term, but I could show you this one sample. It's one example of it that I don't know if you'd like or not, but it's really real good. Real good.
yeah.
I'll just send it to you.
Take a listen. Okay.
Because this was very, I think, late 90s, early 2000s.
Can I play it?
I sort of experimental genre. I myself am not really huge into fighting games, but honestly, the soundtrack just kind of caught me off guard and really like made me get invested.
I can see why you get invested in it. Like, see, like a lot of like the pan flute stuff, I like that in my lo-fi, not so much as like techno. But I mean, it is something different. But yeah, as far as like techno goes, I'm kind of just more like that lost immersive type stuff. That's why I like Above and Beyond and Rufus Du Sol and stuff like that. So
I have a heavy appreciation for just guitars and bass. I'm not too well versed on the like sub-verities of them, but I love me a good guitar.
Yeah.
Whether it's electronic, acoustic, doesn't matter. I just really love the guitar. I'm also like a huge fan of like chiptune. Chiptune has really been
yeah. Well, speaking on the guitar, like, you know what? I've been honestly kind of getting myself into Santana. I mean, I've like my mom's always been a fan of him, but like now I've like kind of. And I always used to like hear him on the radio and stuff like that when he was like had like all these featured artists and everything. But I'm like, you know what? Now I'm kind of getting back into his stuff. I don't know. I don't know whether it's just for nostalgia or just I just like the sound. I don't know. But it could be just because I'm getting old and I just kind of like adult contemporary stuff now.
Right.
But
that makes sense. I feel like I'm getting old, but I'm really not that old. I'm fucking, yeah. I'm like 46, you know.
Yeah, I'm like 55.
I'm like, but yeah, dude, I've been playing this one game, that came out It's called Zenless Zone Zero. This is by the guys who made Genshin, Honkai. Most people already give them flack because they're gacha games, and I 100%, understand and agree.
For sure.
But dude, I've been I've been fucking digging the music they make. It's just so.
Yeah, you're gonna have to send me the soundtrack. You said it's Genshin, or is it like is it inspired from Genshin?
It's by the same company who made Genshin.
Okay.
But the genres between games are very different. Genshin follows more, what's it called? I'd say more not classical, but like early, adventurer, sort of archetype in the beginning. But every area has its own distinct flair and feel. Like, I think, so the beginning area is Mondstadt. They say that's like a Germanic field. And then, we go to Liyue. That's based more off of China.
Okay.
And so it uses more like Chinese-oriented instruments. Inazuma is more Japanese feel in its themes.
By the way, I meant to tell you, I'm going to get off the topic a little bit, but I got the Nier Replicant game. I finally bought it.
Did you?
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Shit.
Here's the thing. They had a huge discount on the Xbox store, and that was one of the games. I think I got it for like 26 or something.
That's a very good deal.
Yeah, so I went and snagged it. I also got like Cyberpunk. I got the remastered Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And then I got Need for Speed. I guess it's the original, but it's remade. I don't know. It's just Need for Speed, but it's like a 20. It was made recently, like within the last few years. That's about it. So it's just like a huge freaking
super
discount.
Excited to hear you play that.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm going to. I think I wanted to let you know first. I think, but also too, my hard drive's getting small because I only got like a terabyte maybe. I need to get like one of those external drives, but GTA 6 is taking way too long to come out. But now there's another college football game that I want to get because it has my alma mater on there. So.
Right.
So there's
I
that.
also just sent you another track that I've been just listening to. I have so much like music of varying genres and of games that have just been like on my mind. This is the one thing that like I don't hear this argument much anymore, but one thing back then I remember hearing a lot was about, video game music can't be real music. And it's like, I mean, that just ain't true, bro.
It just ain't true.
That's just not true.
Hell no.
It's music.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think only recently has it really started to get the recognition. I mean, like, the Nier games, like, they get a whole, like, orchestra. Get together, make the music, record it, and then, publish it. Like, they have concerts and shit for it. Like,
yeah.
You can't tell me that's not real music,
Exactly.
But damn.
It's nice. Kind of like really good elevator music.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's a certain time of day. I think it's like during the nighttime. If you go to a certain area, this theme just plays. It's fucking...
But that's why I like the lo-fi chill hop. that's why I kind of like the lo-fi genre, because the lo-fi genre is kind of like the same way. Like, I bought like music from this one label. It was like $30 recently, and it had like Chinese, Italian. It's got all these different like. It was just very worldly, and they would use all these different instruments and all these different instrumentations, and be organized in such a way that I put together a playlist, and I would go like something like more hip hoppy, and then would transition to like Japanese pan flute music, and then come for something more natural, more like good for like going outside and hiking, and then you got like an Italian song going on, and then you got another hip hop beat thing, and it's just like, I love it, man. That's why I love lo-fi so much, because it's just like people are so creative with it.
Sounds like
Yeah,
super interesting.
but man,
What really like reminds me like an experimental soundtrack kind of feel that I kind of like have a love-hate relationship with is fucking breakcore.
Oh
Like,
yeah, breakbeat, breakcore.
yeah, you know
Yeah,
what it is?
I don't really like breakbeat that much.
I can agree with that. It's because I feel like
Like, I like
when
I
it's
like
done
techno
right,
though. Like, I like not so much like the. I'm just, I don't know. It doesn't, because it just sounds the same to me. Like, it's just okay. It's just.
oh no, I 100% agree. And the reason why it's because it's always that fucking it's that one drum,
I know what you're talking about.
like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I feel like what it does well is contained chaos is what it does well.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you get a song that really pairs with that sort of like feel, I feel like it shines, it stands out. But I feel like if your definition of breakcore is just, I'm gonna throw that exact same like probably an 808 or something on there, it's like no. Like,
Right.
that doesn't immediately make something breakcore. That's what pisses me off about it, right? But when it works, like with certain things, that kind of like controlled chaos feel, that's where I really feel like it excels.
For sure.
And I have a song demonstrating it, but I'd have to find it.
I probably heard it before.
Yeah, you probably have. I would.
Once you hear one breakbeat song, you hear them all. I'm just messing, but nah. I was gonna say another joke. Like, I think the most breakbeat songs that somebody should have on their playlist is like 3. No more than 3. If you have more than 3, you're like not fun at parties.
Here's my album, and it just all sounds the same. It's like, dude, they don't even. It like doesn't even really change up that much. Which is like, I don't mind listening to the same song over and over again. There's certain songs where I'll do that to like death. That's one of like the most annoying things about me is like when I find a song I really like, I'll just like fucking just binge it until I like, I won't say dislike it, but it loses its like dopamine.
For sure.
Which makes me kind of sad because it's like, damn, this was good, but it's like I don't really find too many songs that do that to me. I will say though, I'm so excited for you to hear the Replicant soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I already listened to the tracks that you sent earlier.
Yeah, dude, I specifically made sure not to send. I was very cautious on what I sent, right?
Uh-huh.
Most of the stuff I sent you was already like stuff you would hear within like the first like hour of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a single song I sent that was longer.
Well, I found out another thing too. I found out a childhood buddy of mine did like a stream on it too. So, yeah. So I was just like, man, now I really got to play this.
It's one of those. It's a remaster of a 2010 game, right? So it has 2010 game design in certain areas. Basically, it's gonna get frustrating in certain parts.
Right.
Just because of how it was designed back then.
Cool,
The
man.
most annoying thing is if you want if you want the new content that came with the new packaging, you have to get all the endings in the game. Ending A and B, you'll get naturally. Ending C and D, I think you'll also get naturally. But in order to get ending E, you have to do, I think it's like two things. You have to do two things. And one of them is you have to get, I think you have to get all the weapons and upgrade them to max.
Okay.
Which, if you're doing ending E, you're probably gonna like do all the side quests in the game, which is how you get most of the shit anyway. One of the side quests pissed me off because it's actually gate locked. It's a time lock quest, and it takes you, I think, 4 days to actually do it, which pisses me off. Getting endings B, C, and D are annoying. Not because they're hard, but it's repetition.
Right.
I know for some can be kind of like a, turn off. But how I describe, when you play Nier, you're playing for the story. You're not playing for the gameplay.
Right.
You're playing for the story and the music.
Which works. I mean...
So if you can brave that...
It's not going to be like Fire Emblem where it's just like, I'm going to be like talking to people and like there's going to be very little fighting or anything like that, will it?
Not really. You don't really talk to people.
Because like Fire Emblem's just like, it's all dialogue and then it's just like, I'm fighting people on a board and then it's like more dialogue. That's what drives me crazy. That's why I don't like Fire Emblem, because it's just like, where's the exploring? Where's me going out and doing all this stuff? At least it was like that when I played Path of Radiance on GameCube. So.
Right. You definitely do more exploring on
I figured you did, because I saw the videos.
I'm trying so hard not to like spoil shit.
It's alright.
Like, you have to, the ending stuff, I'm not describing the endings, but like what you have to do to get to them, like they're pretty straightforward. It's just the final one you have to actually put in some work, but it adds new content that connects that game to its sequel. And it's, when I played it when it came out, I fell in love. Like the first soundtrack alone, which was Radiant Hills, oh my god, it engrossed me in. Honestly, just all the soundtracks of Nier Replicant just pulled me in immediately. It's actually crazy. Like the Hills of Radiant Winds, again, you'll hear most of these songs within the first hour of gameplay, and it's like, damn, what a strong lineup already. And you just hear those, you hear them early on, and there's still just more.
For sure.
And what it does with its vocals, which I'm pretty sure Radiant Winds has vocals in it that I sent you.
Yeah, I think like it's like a female vocal. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. Have you do you have a Switch by chance?
I had a Switch, and then like a crackhead stole it.
Oh damn.
So
I was about to say, if the crackhead didn't steal it, I would say I would suggest you check out Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, so that way, like at least with that game, like the graphics are so amazing, like they're so breathtaking, and just like the soundtrack really complements well. The difference between the GameCube version and that version is that, the woman has a more recent vocal with her intro. Like Kazunone is sung differently. It's sung by the same person, but it's like 20 years, so there's like It's like a re-recording pretty much. But I mean, it's still good. So.
All right, all right. That sounds
Yeah.
pretty interesting. I love hearing stuff like that. I have two videos in mind now that I've sent out my one video, and this one, I want to ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt nostalgia for something, even though you know you've never interacted with this medium before?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, right?
Yep.
So that's a topic I'm trying to cover. What brings it up is this song I listened to because I was playing this game, and when I heard this soundtrack, it just, like, I felt that way. And I was like, why am I feeling this way? You know? Like, I've never interacted with this game before. I don't know, it was such a powerful feeling for something I didn't even, know. But, the guys who made this game, they were Sega, right? And Sega was huge back then. Directly competing with Nintendo and shit. And this is the era where they were on their top of their game, innovation galore. This game came out on the Dreamcast and had fucking online play, fully functional online play for a console, which was amazing at the time. And, this was 1996, maybe a little later, because I know the GameCube came out and this game got put on there. But I remember I was playing the game and I heard this little soundtrack come on. I'm like, oh my god, why am I feeling so nostalgic? And I mean, I think it's just, the Sega composers just absolutely killing it like they always have. The whole game just was a very nostalgic and reminiscent time, even though I'd never played it. And it's probably just because it was the past of something I used to enjoy a lot. I don't know. I think it was interesting, an interesting thought. What is your thoughts on? Okay, so I don't know if you've been hearing lately, but there's been a bunch of games that have been getting deleted from users' libraries, straight up just taken away.
Wait, really?
From users. What are your thoughts on that?
Hold up. Wait, so people would buy a game online and it would just be deleted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would take it away.
I'd say fuck those companies. If you bought something, that is your purchase. I would, if anybody tried to take a game from my library, I'd probably try to sue them or something, or try to ask for my money back.
Funny that you mentioned that, because what really started this was there was a game by Ubisoft. It was called The Crew.
Mm-hmm.
And they shut down servers a few years ago. And then they're yeah, we're just gonna remove this from your library, because it was an online only game. It was an online only racing game. And they literally went into your library and took it away.
How much did you pay for it?
And some dude in the UK, I think, was making a whole stop killing games movement, I think it was. We're in an age where media is becoming more and more, digitized, digital, and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you owned a physical disc and you put it in, that was yours, right? Nothing could change that. There was nothing that could change that.
That's what, they want control. That's what they want. They want to control. That's why everything's going digital. Like,
You will own nothing. You will be happy.
right?
And so now what happens is like whenever you buy a game online, right?
Uh-huh.
Basically, you're buying the license, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, yeah, we can revoke this license from you at any point in time. Blah 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 blah.
I do have to end this soon because my voice is getting like super hoarse. I'm getting super tired
like
from
the
being out all
Linkin
day.
Park singer.
Lying my way from you.
Oh my goodness, I haven't heard that. I'm afraid.
I want to get pushed aside. People are probably in the background going, "What the hell is that?" That's a new Linkin. That's a new Linkin Park singer.
It was like you heard the new Linkin Park singer sing, and it's like it was that Family Guy skit where what's it called? Peter and Quagmire, they make like a band.
Wait, they did this on Family Guy already?
No. This was a meme I saw, but there was an episode a while back where Quagmire and Peter, they made a band, right? And at the end of it, Peter's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go grab something from the bus," and then he just fucking kills himself. And it was like a shot where the gun.
Man, send me that shit. That's funny.
The bus, and it's like, point of view, you heard the new Linkin Park singer sing. It's like, goddamn.
You should send me that because I can't find it.
All right, I'll send it to you. Let me find it. That shit was like, damn.
Oh my god. Dark as fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, it can't be that bad, right?
Right. You know what would have been interesting?
Stuff like that. Like, it can't be that bad.
You know what would have been interesting to have as a frontman for Linkin Park? Especially
What?
since he just played at the tribute. Machine Gun Kelly.
Really?
Yeah, he played on like Chester Bennington's tribute thing. I think he did like Paper Cut or something, maybe another song, but and he did like Mike Shinoda did a few collabs with him. I'm like, what if you chose Machine Gun Kelly to be Linkin Park's frontman?
I have no idea how I would feel about that.
Yeah. I don't think he could scream like Chester can though. That's the thing.
No, Chester had a very very unique voice. Yeah, I sent it to you.
Oh my god! That's so bad. Nice, dude. Well, I think I gotta end it on that note because I really gotta get going.
That makes sense.
This was good. We'll get another episode going.
That was pretty fun.
It was.
I was pretty fun.
It was great. I think it turned out well. So, we'll definitely have to do this again.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you. Actually, let's end it off. This is relates to other stuff.